What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Sunday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium, and if you like sports, yesterday was probably a pretty fun day. A little bit tired this morning. We stayed up to watch WrestleMania Night 1 last night. Shout out to the Canadian boys, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, for winning the main event of Night 1, winning the Tag Team Championships, which is great. And then there was Blue Jays, there was Leafs, there was TFC, there was March Madness. Everything you could have possibly wanted happened yesterday. You know what? There's a heck of a lot more today. Did okay yesterday. 1-3 officially here because I did add officially the best Toronto bet of the day, which I've been doing, and I post everywhere that you find this as well. So TFC was up 2-0. They blow that lead again. I don't know. They cannot hold a lead to save their lives. I don't know what's going on there. Not impressed, but we did hit the Federico Bernardeschi anytime goal. He scored 5 minutes into the match. That was a plus 162, which saved us because it was just a weird night. We had Colorado and Dallas. No, was that an official bet? No, we had the Leafs to have the lead in the first period. It was 0-0 after 1. They ended up scoring 3 goals in the second period. And then we had the Bruins and the Penguins under 6.5. That went to 7. But overall, just down half unit. If you do follow me on Twitter, we hit the Wild and the Knights to go under. We had the Padres on the run line. We had Kevin Gossman to go under 1.5 walks. So, and also one fun thing I've been doing, I don't know how many people on YouTube that watch this are from the Toronto area, but anytime there's 2 or more Toronto teams playing on the same day this time of year, I will do a parlay. I'm not sure if I'll still do that once the playoffs start, but today we'll have a Leafs, Blue Jays, and Raptors parlay. We hit it on the first day of the season, which was good. So still up about 1.5 to 2 units. I did do the bookkeeping for March. If you follow me on Twitter, you can see all those March numbers, up about 8 units here on the Squeeze. If you followed me for the month of March, we're up over 20 units on the year. So if you would like to hit that subscribe button if you're not already, or just tell one friend who's into sports betting, hey, this guy does this every day, 6 days a week, even when it's 6:30 on Sunday morning and it's a daddy-daughter day. We are here and we are giving you bets. 3 more today. 3 different sports. We're going to start in Major League Baseball, and I'm starting with the Toronto Blue Jays at the St. Louis Cardinals. Blue Jays are minus 105. They're the underdog going into the series finale with the Cardinals. This is at Bet365, and I like the pitching match for the Blue Jays today. They lost 4-1 yesterday. I think their offense is a lot more what we saw on opening day than it was last night, where they're going to score double digits more than they're going to score 1. Starting today for the Cardinals is Jordan Montgomery. He's not bad. He's a 30-year-old pitcher. He split time last year between the Yankees and the Cardinals. And overall in the season last year, he was 9-6 with a 3.48 ERA in 178 innings. When he came over from the Yankees, he was 6-3 for the Cardinals down the stretch with a 3.11 ERA. Not a bad pitcher at all. Starting for the Blue Jays is free agent addition Chris Bassitt. He comes over from the New York Mets. Big addition for the Blue Jays. He was an all-star in 2021. That was with Oakland. He went 12-4. Last year with the Mets, Chris Bassitt was 15-9 with a 3.42 ERA. Yes, the Mets were very good, but he still had a 3.42 ERA. I like when a big signing free agent starts on the road. I think there's a little bit less pressure than if you were to start this game at the Skydome. I think he's the better pitcher, and I think the Blue Jays offense is just better than the Cardinals. So even if you consider maybe the pitching matchup is a bit of a wash, yes, the Cardinals are at home, but who's going to win this series and who's the better team? Call me a homer, but I think it's the Toronto Blue Jays. So I think the offense is going to get the bats rolling a little bit more. This is a day game today. It's a 2:15 start. Give me the Toronto Blue Jays on the money line, minus 105 at Bet365. Moving to the NBA, it's the marquee matchup of the night. It's the Philadelphia 76ers visiting the Milwaukee Bucks. This is the big 8 p.m. tip-off. You've got the Philadelphia 76ers coming in 51-26, the Bucks 55-22. Bucks are 30-8 at home, and the Sixers are 23-15 on the road. I will say now, this bet hinges on all the players playing, right? So, well, obviously, I've got the Philadelphia 76ers +5. I think they're going to keep this game close. They might not win, but I think it's going to be close. This hinges on Joel Embiid and James Harden playing. If they don't play, we're going to punt this pick, either cash out or bet the Bucks. If Giannis doesn't play, obviously I'll keep this bet because I have Philadelphia +5. But this bet does hinge on everybody playing. So I am betting on Giannis playing this game. If he doesn't, obviously we're not going to punt this pick. But if Joel Embiid or James Harden miss this game, I will do that because that does hinge on this. There are 5 games remaining in this season for both of these teams. This is sort of the last big marquee matchup for both sides, which is why I'm leaning with the Philadelphia 76ers in this. The Bucks have clinched. They both clinched a playoff spot. The Bucks are a game and a half up on the Celtics with 5 games remaining. The Philadelphia 76ers are sort of locked in at the 3. They're 2.5 games back of Boston. They're 3.5 games up on Cleveland. But I think this is sort of their first big statement game. This is a game that could have come down to the Eastern Conference Finals. Could be a second-hand matchup depending on how things shake out. Will probably be a second-round matchup. But I just think that this is the last big game for both, and both of them are going to want to make a statement and say, we are the best team in the East. I know Philadelphia definitely thinks they're as good, if not better, than Boston. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I think that this will be the last big game, and I just don't think the Philadelphia 76ers are going to get steamrolled here. They haven't necessarily played great as of late. They have won back-to-back games. They beat Toronto by 7. They beat Dallas by 8. They weren't really dominating performances. They lost at Denver. They lost at Phoenix. They lost at Golden State for 3 straight games. Milwaukee's just coming off a 41-point loss to the Boston Celtics. Previous to that, they'd won 2 straight. So I think this game's going to come down to the last bucket. 3-4 points. 5 points on either side. Catching them, I'll take that. So in a hard-fought battle, give me the Philadelphia 76ers +5, -110 at Bet365. And again, keep your eyes out on the injury report. If Embiid or Harden don't play, then this is sort of a wash there. Our last bet of the day is in the National Hockey League. We've got the LA Kings visiting the Vancouver Canucks. The Kings come into this 44-22-7, 19-13 on the road. They are a very good road team. Vancouver comes in 34-34, 17-18 at home. What I'm betting on here, yes, the Kings did play yesterday, but as I've been saying the last few days, and we've been cashing bets going with this strategy, is I'm looking for teams that are in desperate need of a win to get into the playoffs versus teams that have either long since clinched or are completely out of the race. The Los Angeles Kings are currently 3rd in the wild card, 1 point back of Edmonton. The Vancouver Canucks are 6th in the wild card. They are 24 points. They're done. They're 24 points out of the wild card. They are eliminated. It's not going to happen. But the Kings absolutely need a win tonight. Like I said, 1 game back of the Edmonton Oilers. They are a much better team than the Vancouver Canucks. The Kings are coming into this having lost 2 of 3. They just beat Seattle last night 3-1. They had a big loss to Edmonton. They lost 2-0. They lost to Calgary 2-1. But they beat St. Louis. They beat Winnipeg. They beat Calgary previous to that. The Vancouver Canucks are coming into this having lost 2 straight games. They lost 5-4 to Calgary. They lost 6-5 to St. Louis. They're giving up a ton of goals. They've given up 5, 6, 2, 7. They're getting scored on, and again, they're just playing out the string of games, whereas the Kings, even though they played last night, they're playing in Vancouver. It's not far away from LA, and I just think they absolutely have to get this win, or they're going to be in very rough shape trying to make the playoffs. So I'm taking the Los Angeles Kings for -120 at DraftKings. There is so much more to bet on once again today. Like I said, I've got my daughter Poppy with me today while my wife goes and does a little bit of shopping. So I'm going to try to get a lot of bets in this morning. I've got some fun things that I'd like to do. I've got to have the Toronto parlay. There's some other things in baseball that I'm having a look at. But your official Sunday card is as follows. Give me the Toronto Blue Jays -105 on the money line at Bet365. Give me the Philadelphia 76ers +5 for -110 at Bet365. And give me the Los Angeles Kings on the money line. That's -120 at DraftKings. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. You can follow me on Twitter at Tyler Connian for more picks and props throughout the day. TikTok and Instagram for just the picks portions and audio versions available on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Enjoy the end of the week, and let's talk sports.